You helping again, Lucy? My mom's friend, or my friend's mom, said that we can help ourselves. But I picked the ones off the ground. I let the ones on the tree me, because it's not my house. And she's not renting it right now. It doesn't look like anybody's here. But we're still just picking the ones off the ground, because they're the right ones anyway, and we're cooking them. If we want to eat them, just, like, there's enough that we can get one to try. There's, like, plenty this year. And it's on the corner. I like how people plant things knowing that other people might walk by and eat them. Oh, yum. It's kind of like a Macintosh. Good tasting apple. It's beautiful. It's, I don't know, it's old enough. Probably 30, 40 years old. 30 years old.
Yeah, about that.
Because it only had a couple of apples when we first moved here.
Yeah, but
15 years ago.
About 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was only little and had a couple of apples. Now it's loaded and huge. This tree's pretty big. It's on the corner of a street, so people can walk by and have a taste right close to the parking.
One is a planted tree, and the other one's the other two are from seeds. Okay.
It's probably coming out from the root. Probably grafted and coming out from the base. Those ones are nice apples, aren't they? They're like a yellow apple. I think these are the best ones. Not very many on that one. It's in the shade too much. Be a nice tree to graft on our tree. Just because it is such a flavorful apple. And I like yellow apples myself. There's only one left on the tree now, I think. Is there more? Oh, a couple of them over there. Not many, though. There's some usually around the other side on the ground. Or in here on the ground.
These are the green apples.
There's little green apples, too? Oh, yeah, I remember going in there for them ones, too. They're tiny. They're good after a frost. But yeah, there's yellow apples there. And then, I'm not showing the houses that are around here. Sorry. But there's a tree. Apple tree we're just at right there. And one across. This is an empty lot, but somebody still owns it, obviously. They had a garden here with some potatoes over there. But I don't know who owns it. We just respect it and just take the apples off the ground. We don't pick anything off the tree. We don't leave any garbage or dog poops. We pick it up. Some apples. More apples. Some of these ones are bruised up, but we're going to take the other side. Anything that's good. Anything not's going to the animals. So, get that weird up. Anything usable. Those are the ones we have left for making jam. Not much left. But yeah. Lots and lots of apples. Okay, there's an apple tree right in there. And other bushes. I just show you. I just take the apple cores. That I cut off all the apples. And I toss them into the mush here. Like that. I don't cover them up because eventually I'll cover them up with mulch. I let all the critters eat some mice, worms, bees. A lot of hornets come out to eat on them. And some of them will turn into a tree like that one I showed you back there. And there's more. There's another tree right over there, and more in that hedge that are all apples that grew this way. And there's more, one in the middle there that grew this way too. Just by dumping apple cores and covering it with mulch. And it grows up in the hedge, and it gets protected by all those fans. There's no sun on the soil around it, getting it hot and drying it out. There's mulch to keep it good. So that's just how I plant them there. If they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. They become food for critters, and the critters eat them. This is only the apple core part. The usable, edible stuff for the chickens. Like, the chickens can kind of eat around the seeds, but I'd rather give the seeds out here and not give the seeds to my rabbits, which it can kill rabbit. They eat too many. There's cyanide in the seeds. So instead of giving them to the animals, I just do a chop it off and bring it out here. It doesn't really take that much to chop the ends off for the animals instead of giving them the core. So all the cores come out here. Maybe in 10 years we'll have some more apple trees. Maybe sooner, because I do this every year. So I'll show you apple trees after. Some of it started cooking already, and some of it just got put in there. And I added a little bit more water. Whenever you add fresh up, like more apples, you need to add a little bit more water. You want it kind of like this thick, so it can cook out some of the apple. If it don't have enough water, it's going to burn. You can test that by rubbing the bottom of your pot. When it starts sticking, it needs more water. But don't do too much or you're going to be cooking it all out. And that can take forever. So add a little bit as you go. No sugar or anything yet. Just apple and water. And you add your apples, and then I add water to make it level. Okay, so it fills in all the cracks. It's not a full pan of water. You add the apples, and then cover the apples lightly with water. You don't want to go any higher. I keep it on a lower heat or a medium low. I'm going to take a break, so I put it right on low. And we'll just let that sit there and cook for a bit. Simmer. Notice the metal strainer. It's going to get hot. And it's going to sit in there for a little while. And then you get the juice coming in the bottom. Get her strain and get the stove cleaned up. Looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Lift that paper stuff. Okay, you're good. You stir. Take that part off and keep going around. You got a bruised spot, go around it. That goes in that pile. There, and then you got the top and the bottom. You're left with a little tiny core. Goes in the other pile. So you take a good spot, yucky spot, good spot, good spot. And you take the bottom, the top, and the core. The core goes in the food forest hedge, and the top goes to the animals, top and bottom. And any bruised or whatever bad apples. So you just keep yucky spot, good spot. Now, I don't worry about the skin, because the skin is, we strained it out. So you're not going to have any skin in there. Everything that's in there is just pulp. I'm not really worried too much about cleaning them. So they'll clean themselves going through the strainer, which makes it a lot easier when you're dealing with little tiny apples. You don't really want to peel them, or you're not going to have anything left. So I learned to just strain it out and how to deal with it for the animals. You don't want to give the animals too many apple seed, because they have the cyanide in there, right? So there's a bruise, just remove that. And these ones are good enough to eat right now. They're that sweet. So cooking them up, they're going to be good apples. Good applesauce to make apple choke cherry jam. Those little bruises, I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about the big bruises that are like this one. Or that one. That one is a few days old. So you'd actually have critters living in there. So you don't want that bruise. Go around the apple. You leave that bruise there. Break it off for your animals. Left a core for the food forest hedge, animal food, and people food. Yay!